fellow ghostly gamers. This is your favorite living enigma, Ghostly Sam, and welcome to After Hours by Runaway Studios. I saw this game on Steam for free, so I thought, hey, why not play it? I want to get the highest quality I can get out of Unreal Engine. Huh. So let's play.
I'm happy my sister survived the accident. I'm looking forward to seeing her. I'm here to visit. Where's her room? Room 110. Okay.
Thought I
hope
heard
she's
7.
doing well. Huh? Where's my sister? And why is this room so dirty? I have to get back to the reception to see what's up.
Okay, so we're just thrown in.
What happened here? Everything is so dirty and old. Maybe the exit signs lead back to the reception. I need to find out what's going on.
Just follow the exit signs, they said. It'll be fine, they said.
Hello? What's going on here? Huh? I'll just leave again. What's going on? The doors are locked and I can't see anything. There must be a generator in the basement or something that can get the lights going again. Oh, a flashlight. What a coincidence.
F. I don't like this music. They also gave us a hiding spot. Two hiding spots. How peculiar.
There's a generator. Damn it, it's broken. Looks like I could put the cables back together with some tape. I'll have to have a look around the hospital.
Mm. More batteries. Okay. More batteries. Hmm. Tape. Okay. Under the impression that I must stay quiet in order to not get caught. Wow, this is really boring. There's like no ambience at all. Damn. Yeah, we're back where we were. honestly surprised that the enemy has not come down here. I'm so confused. And you'd think by now she'd come down here and try to attack us. I'm gonna check the adjacent room. Got 2 tape. More batteries. As long as we walk and not run, we should be safe. I wonder, will I just find all the items I need for that down here? Because I'm not against, ooh, the reach. But yeah, I'm not against winning the game that easily, because this is a very disappointing experience. Oh, so there's no crawl. Like, there's no crawling. The crawl it's referring to is when you start walking to a crawl. Yeah. Okay. Because I love it when you can crouch in games. Not what I wanted to do, but okay. Okay. I'm gonna walk over here. Hopefully me running did not alert her. It did alert her. What the hell? As long as she stays on one side. I'll stay on the other. I hear her. Five out of 8. She gave up trying to look for us down here. She's upstairs. There it is. What kind of face is that? I'm gonna wait until she's entirely gone. Disappeared. But damn. We've only been at this for like 20 minutes. She's getting closer. She's guarding the one place I need to go. This is not gonna be easy. Hello, ugly ass. Hmm. There we go. Lure her. Because clearly she follows sound. We should hear her very soon. And since she walks slow, we can sit here for a while. Did my plan not work? I'm not hearing her. It is so quiet. Too quiet. This is just too quiet. Like great atmosphere and all, but where's the high risk? I mean, seriously. It's so damn quiet. She's near. But this is just strange. I'm starting to regret playing this game because it's just so dead. And it's not even nerve-wracking. It's just quiet. Why was I hiding? She wasn't even there. Oh. Is she still guarding the stairway? Please don't tell me she is. that would be so annoying if she was still guarding that one room. If she's still guarding the stairway, I'm just gonna switch games because this is ridiculous. I really hope that she left that area. She has not left. Not once. This is so disappointing. I'm gonna do something while you guys wait. This is just a really boring game, and I'm really disappointed with the outcome that it currently has. Because we just have an enemy that is guarding the stairwell. I wonder. Well, that was easy. If you're telling me it was that easy to get around her, I would have never believed you. Just wait for the sound to go. There's 2 ways up and 2 ways down. Okay. That makes things a little less stressful. Tape. Is there any more in here? Don't look like it. But I have a feeling every time we grab a new item, she gets a little bit faster, a little bit smarter, a little bit more aware. I heard her. But we got 2 more pieces of tape to pick up. Just 2 more. God. This game is just too quiet for me. What about you guys? Two locked doors. This is just confusing. It's so quiet. I actually can't believe how quiet this game is. It's not unnervingly quiet, it's just quiet.
Okay, got enough tape. Now I have to get back to the generator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, while the enemy that hardly shows up stalks us. I'll grab that piece since I missed it. Now we're back to the ambience that we were hearing 90% of the time. Okay, holy shit.
Now let's fix this thing. Nice, it's running.
All the doors have been shut. She's opening all the doors that will lead us to the exit. Okay, wait till we can't hear her. Okay, it's just showing us where the stuff is. Wow, talk about easy. 36 minutes and 10 seconds. That was so easy. Well, that was a disappointment. Not even gonna lie. It only really gets points on the title screen. At least there it actually has some effort with ambience. All I'm going to say is that I would not recommend this game. Thank God it was free, because if I had to pay money for this thing, I would refund it immediately. So not a good experience. All in all, not good enough to be its own series or game. It clearly needs a lot of work, because it seems like it's far from complete. It needs to be changed. It needs to have more ambience. All the items need to be spread out a little bit more, and her AI needs to be tweaked. I'm not saying that I'm the man to do it, but still, it was decent. And that's all I can say, is that it was decent. It was fun to an extent. Other than that, pretty solid experience, just not enough to be its own thing. Hold on while I look for another game to play, because that was just disappointing. Yeah. Hmm. You know what? Since we had a disappointing horror experience, I think we should move on to the next subject, which is to continue Dark Revival, because clearly that was not good enough. That much is clear. Like, it's good to be its own standalone thing, but doing a whole episode on it is just not worth it. So what I'm gonna do is boot up Dark Revival, hopefully continue and beat the game this time, and that way we get a whole episode on this. There we go. Look at that. I'll be sure to put in a timestamp to completely. So if you guys want to skip the gameplay on that, I will. But without any further ado, let's continue the Dark Revival and continue where we left off, which is Chapter 5. Yeah. Now, one question. If you guys want me to make more content like this, where I play two games, one short and one long, please leave a comment saying yes or no, because I don't know if you like this whole format or not. Anyways, let's get back into this. Talk to Betty.
Did you have any questions?
Is it always night here?
It's always dark, if that's what you mean. For as long as I can remember.
Are you very old?
No. As far as I understand it, I'm something quite new. Although, I didn't turn out the way I was supposed to. One in a long line of failed experiments. But Wilson will keep trying.
And do you trust Wilson?
This is the realm of the ink demon. The shadow hangs over us all. I don't trust it.
We've already seen that dialogue. I was trying to figure out how to skip it.
Gilson. What's a Gilson?
I'd assume some kind of fish. Okay. Is there anything in here we can loot? Nope. What about you? Nope. Nope. Ooh, we can sit. That's nice. The Mug and the Maiden, Volume 1, by Sir Wilton Moore. Chapter 1, The Dangerous Forest. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a mug of cheese. But it was not an ordinary mug of cheese as you would find in any home or kitchen of the age. No, this mug of cheese was a distant descendant of one of the three grand Flagon kings, the same king who charged on horseback to defend their capital city during the unforgettable conquest of the previous century, in which of these Flagon kings he hailed from, the mug was hailed from. The mug was unsure, but still there was honor and courage in his heart. His family line herald of herald of deeds, heralded of deeds long past that had forever changed the course of Stulp history, or Staup history, whichever one. Did he have a name? Of course! All mugs of cheese have names. This is a common knowledge. Just as every fruit bat isn't really named Stanley. Okay. The mug of cheese was named Richter. The cracked. What a name! I can hear you say. Cracked, indeed, his mug of cheese bears. No damage that I can see. Fall silent, you small-minded bass, you small-minded bass. For therein lies for intriguing story. Let's begin at the beginning. It was a hot winter day in the forest, one of the one of those days where everything is dull brown. The lake was still. The birds had shut up, and the trees were but sticks in the overcast sky, save for a lone pine that skimmed the clouds above a painter's brush. It was one it was one of it was on this day that Mr. Darble Mouse was in a hurry. He had just been alarmed at he he has been he had just been named as Vermin of the Year by the Society Breth- Brethren that Brethren that lived under the old church, and it was customary for the honoree to bring a fine port wine cheese to the ceremony. There were only hours to locate some of the precious cuisine. Fortunately, Mr. Darble Mouse knew exactly where to be where to find it. The dark cellar below the governor's castle, but unfortunately, as he approached the loose plank of wood in the old wall, he failed to realize that the heavy rains that had come during the night had passed moisture into the plank, making it far heavier than usual. Thus, when he pushed the plank with all his might, it lifted just enough to push his body only halfway through, but his strength couldn't contend with the weight, snapped back down, crushing him flat. Oh my god. So much. After all, this story is not about Mr. Darble Mouse. Or had you forgotten the mug of cheese already? I can see how you might connect the two. Mr. Darble Mouse was, after all, looking for cheese, and we were talking about a mug of cheese just before. Sadly, I must inform you that there is no relation between Richter the Cracked and the rodent who is now nothing more but smushed guts inside the wall. Except that there is, for it was the death of Darble Mouse that started all the trouble. You see, when things die, they tend to smell, and that's just what Mr. Darble Mouse did. But that's all. His body pinned between the outside and inside of the wood, a snaking, twisting wisp of terror. The smell settled into a little tavern near the countryside of the castle. Here soldiers would spend many hours when there was no bloodlust to soothe with battle. Strong alleys and red meats filled the menu from back to front at this rustic medieval greasy spoon. Mostly the customers came to look upon the barmaiden Maxine, who was actually named Rita. Rita was, by far, the best looking creature in all the governor's country. There was a beautiful deer there was a beautiful deer woman just over the hill, but no one knew that. By day, Rita scrubbed her tavern so clean eat you could eat off it, which it was fortunate, as it was the place you indeed would be eating, since it was a tavern by night. She served her customers with charm, grace, and mostly drinks. Did I mention that Rita was married? Well, I am mentioning it. I am mentioning it now. Rita was married. Her husband's name James. Was James. He didn't do much until he died. The smell of Mr. Darble Mouse knocked him flat, and that, my friends, was that. Oh dear, this story has barely begun, and already we've killed two major characters. Needless to say, Rita was deeply distressed by the whole thing, but 20 or so minutes later she realized she couldn't mourn forever, and went to buy some cheese. Ah, yes, don't worry, dear reader. This time, the mention of cheese will probably guide us to meeting our focal hero of the tale. Also, this is a good time to start a new chapter. Chapter 2 A New Chapter. Rita entered the cheese shop with her guns blazing. I am speaking metaphorically, of course, but by which I mean she entered the cheese shop quite determined to buy some cheese. This was because just the night before, as her husband James was taking note of a weird smell in the room, she invented a delicious new concoction, a cheddar cider. It was sure to be a hit with her patrons. After all, the governor's county only had two expert cheese and grapes exports of cheese and grapes, and she couldn't possibly make a drink from a grape. But back to the cheese shop scene. Rita knocked on the counter loudly with her fist, causing a nearby cat to do absolutely nothing, as cats do. From behind the wall, she heard a stir as someone was crashing through piles of cheese to make their way toward her. Emerging gloriously from torn yellow curtains, an old man came into view. He was a giant in stature, with a long, long gray beard bobbing along, and stuck within his beard were all manner of cheese crumbs and wedges wrapped tightly within his hairs. But yet he held even more cheese on ropes pulled across his chest, with loops of provolone linked like sausages over one shoulder. His eyes were big, and his ears were bigger. Still, a smile of kindness erupted from his face as he locked eyes with Rita. My, the Kurds are kind to me this hour. Hello and welcome, he bellowed. Rita bowed low and promptly began to cry. The shop owner looked at her, perplexed. What did I say? What did I say wrong? The barmaiden sniffed and snooted, and finally answered, Forgive me, for my husband has just died, and I'm out of Swiss. I am going to pause now in the story to ask myself. Mr. Darbell Mouse went to the cellar in the governor's house for cheese. If there was a cheese shop nearby, I think it would. If I think it's best that we overlook this glaring problem in the plot, don't you? Now back to the story at hand. Rita purchased a large amount of cheese from the shop owner. She bought cheese wheels and cheese melts and cheese slices. She bought cheese whistles and cheese bread. She bought cheese paper and cheese sandwiches. She bought so much cheese, in fact, that she had lost track of all she had obtained, and just dumped all the fromage, fromage into a large burlap sack for the for the for the return journey to the tavern. "Goodbye, Rita," the shop owner called, as he waved farewell. "Goodbye, Daniel," she called back. His name was Moray, by the way. Overburdened by her treasures, Rita made her way home, following the main road to the castle. But, as it always happens, the road was now under repair. A man with a skinny mule was plowing up the dirt to that he could put down new cobblestone for of his accessories associates were standing by watching him. The job would only take a few years to finish, but Rita was in a hurry, so she followed the detour sign that told her to take a different road to her left. Unfortunately, no one could read in the governor's county, so she went right instead. This mishap took her deep into the forest, where absolutely nothing of interest happened, except for except something of interest did happen. As she trotted on through the forest, her sack of cheese weighing her down, muttering complaints all the way, little did she know that the danger lay just ahead. This danger was cunning and dangerous, and had one of those out-of-place eyebrow hairs that drives you nuts when you're talking to someone who has one. This danger we will call Bernard, the big ugly lizard man who wears a blue cloak. Bernard didn't often have visitors in his house. This was because he lived outside. Also, he was rather fond of human flesh, which made him very unpopular. So, obviously, you can see the drama unfolding here. The beautiful but tired Rita huffing and puffing up the winding path as she approaches. A certain doom Bernard watching her from behind a nearby tree, licking his lips. Oh, the tension is is tense, is it not? At this point in time, we must pause again to ponder all the possibilities that could happen now in our story. Two characters have died already. Surely a third wouldn't hurt anyone. Are you perhaps just reading this story because you want to see who will get the axe next? You are a little warped. Do you know that? Well, well then, let's see what happens next. Bernard stepped from behind his hiding place, his eyebrows his eyebrow gleaming in the fading sun. "Dear madam, why must you pass through so fast?" he called with his eyes glimmering. "I must get home, Bernard, because, for one, it's getting late, and I have customers to serve, and second, because you eat people," Rita replied. Poppycock, Balderish, Codswallop. "I won't hear these lies against my character," he detested, "for I, Bernard, The big ugly lizard man who wears a blue cloak. Have completely reformed myself. Rita squinted suspiciously at him. How you have? Bernard put a hand to his heart. I have. I no longer prowl or pounce. I won't attack or bounce. I will not kill or maim or tear. I won't crush or even bite you anywhere. I promise I won't devour any more. My gosh, you've become a bear, a boar. If you aren't going to do, aren't going to be the danger in this story, then I've come all this way with 100 pounds of cheese for nothing, Rita grumbled. She boosted her sack further up her shoulders and turned with an angry grunt. But Bernard waved after her in a panic. Wait! It's all a ruse. I intend to eat you, dear woman. I swear it, he cried. Rita sighed, her strength just about gone from the long adventure she had taken since she left home that morning. She turned back to face Bernard. All right, she said, but your part in this story better lead to an unexpected turn of events. Oh, it will, Bernard clapped and waggled his clawed finger to motion her to draw nearer. Just wait until the next chapter. God. Chapter 3, the next chapter. All looked quite dire for Rita. Bernard had her within his grasp. Surely it would be just moments before his jaws collapsed upon her head. Oh, what a horrible end for Rita. Needless to say, I am worried for her. But as luck would have it, miles and miles away, 20 years later, something amazing happened. 2 mugs of cheese, of Gouda and mozzarella, welcomed their first son into the world. I don't need I don't think I need to tell you his name. It was Dave. No one liked Dave. After that, their second son came forth, Richter the Cracked. Just called Richter at that time. Richter spent his early life stealing cowbells and putting them on skunks. This way, people always knew when danger was nearby. Needless to say, Richter was one smart mug of cheese, but all could not remain perfect, perfect forever. And suddenly, the great skunk famine began. Richter found his world in array, and he sought a new purpose. Fortunately, there was an opening in the governor's county for an adventurer at that time, and since he was a destined descendant of the three grand flagon kings, he was boosted to the head of the line, because, as we are all quite aware, even in olden times, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Thus the adventure of Richter began. He braved deep dungeons. He slayed the great beasts. He climbed the highest mountain peaks. He sailed around the world despite the fact that he didn't own a boat. Richter was truly the stuff of legend. But did I mention the curse? Yes, fair readers, there is a curse. A fiendish and terrible curse. One morning, while Richter was in the governor's county, he came upon a witch named Witch. Very creative name. This witch had just pulled a pound cake from her oven, where she then proceeded to start ingesting it right there on the front walk of her home. At once, Richter knew this creature was pure evil, eating cake this early in the morning without ice cream. This is truly a fiend that needed to be vanquished. How many? Okay, okay. So we got one, two, three. Yeah. Richter jumped her fence and pulled his sword. Would you like some pound cake? The witch offered. It looked quite delicious. Richter would not let himself be seduced into early morning cake, so he approached closer with his weapon at her throat. With the witch began to sweat with a mouthful of crumbs. I also make a mean scone if you want to wait. Now, no gentleman or gentle mug could refuse a good scone. So Richter withdrew his sword and patiently waited for the witch to create this these new buttery pastries. But what he didn't know was that the witch accidentally had bumped her table added added within the mixture a vial of cursed liquid. See, I told you there was a curse. You were fair warned. You were fair warned. The moment Richter ate the scones, he fell into a deep sleep. The witch, baffled, finished her cake and proceeded to get a civil service job in a nearby town. As the years rolled by, all that remained of the witch's house was carried off by elves, and her garden became overgrown. This left only Richter asleep in the forest, with no end to his dreaming in sight. But the story thankfully does not end here, for as luck would have it, a giant man covered in cheese with big eyes and big ears wandered past the sleeping mug. In case you've forgotten, this is this is this was the cheese shop owner, Moray. Sometimes called Bill, unable to resist cheese of any kind, even a mug of the stuff. Moray took Richter to his shop and set him up on a shelf. Here Richter sat for many years until this very fateful day. You see, in Rita's haste to gather all the cheese she had purchased, she had swept a few things that did not belong to her into the sack as well. These included the cat on the counter, a personalized pen, Moray's cash box. I think she'll be hearing about this one eventually. And the but last but not least, Richter himself was still deeply sleeping. So now that our two stories have come together, let's discover what happened next to Rita and Richter in the climax chapter. Ooh. Uh, 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 uh. Okay. Chapter 4, the climax chapter. It was the same hot winter day in the forest, and Mr. Darble Mouse was finally starting to concern concerned just down the road. Rita was being drawn toward an almost certainly bloody and horrific end to her life. Bernard was just moments from taking her within his lizard jaws, and mere hours from trimming his eyebrows. Rita stood her ground. She was no damsel in distress, but simply a person who was pretty darn tired. By this point, she pulled the burlap sack of cheese from her body and swung it hard. With every last bit of strength she had left in, she had left in her, an ear-shattering crack broke through the silent trees as the sack bag made contact with Bernard's face. His teeth in, flew in all directions, falling like pebbles to the ground. His eye, his eyeballs dislodged and rolled into a nearby stream. His jaw turned completely around and planted itself on the back of his head. Bernard ran screaming into the woods, never to be seen again this week. His cries faded, and the forest once again fell soft and quiet. A cow walked by, Rita still standing with a sack outstretched in her arms, stood wide-eyed at what just happened. Surely no cheese in her bag was hard enough to for that kind of impact. As she placed her burlap sack upon the dirt, she peeled it open. She was amazed to find Richter, the mug of cheese inside, and look quite dazed. He had awakened, and the curse was finally lifted. Somewhere behind a desk, the witch looked up and nodded with a smile. But, oh dear, reader, look, look! What was now upon his mug body? A giant and elegant crack, the very mark of a warrior. His warrior's journey was finally complete. Richter, the cracked, had emerged. Yes, it is true. That Richter really didn't do anything important in the attack on Bernard. Just by Richter being where he was, at the perfect time, he had saved Rita. The fates were with were the fates were with them. Richter and Rita talked and laughed and ate cheese until the sun went down. Finally, they packed up their picnic and headed back to the tavern, where they were met with cheers of excitement. This is mostly because the guys had found out that Rita was now single. As the night wore on into the early morning of the hours, the tavern remained alive in the castle courtyard, with singing and dancing, cheddar cider. What a celebration! But like all parties of such proportion, eventually everyone sobers up and you have to go home. Before long it was dawn. The sun, the sun had began to rise steadily in the west, marking a fresh adventure on the horizon. A wind of a new direction began to blow with a more steady pace. It skittered across the ground and found its way between the floorboards of the governor's castle. Here, against all odds, it found the barely remaining body of Mr. Darble Mouse. The wind carried the stench far beyond the borders of the castle, over the mountains, and deep within a dark cave, where Evil slept. "What the heck is that smell?" said Evil, awakening with hellfire burning behind his eyes. Eventually news of this great evil spread from town to town, until it reached the ears of Richter the Cracked. He polished his sword and gathered some crumbs of bread to store in his mug. Wearing his best expression of courage, Richter once again set off to conquer the day. His story was not yet over, but for now, dear reader, we return to our lives, our own lives. So let us end this tale with one closing thought, shall we? Be we cracked, or small, or even dead, there's always a purpose to where we all are led. Be brave and strong, at lest we forget. Fate isn't quite done with any of us just yet. The end. Wow, that's a long story. Huh. Huh? Nope. Playing a game and I was reading a long text. Yeah. I don't even know how to make them. Well, I guess I'll get back to this a little later. Alright. Never mind then. Guess I'm not leaving again. There's a long text. God, that was long. I never want to read something that long again. That was so long.
Well, that didn't tell me anything.
Yeah. I'll let you guys read these.
This doesn't help at all. So, I'm looking for a fish? There's gotta be one here somewhere.
Well, there's only one thing left to do, and that's look. Found it.
That did it. Looks like the fish is asleep.
Gotcha.
You can't get away from me, you little stinker. Hello?
I forgot the Gilson again, didn't I? And there's some already ground up in the kitchen too. I'll bring it up to your room straight away, shall I? Oh, and maybe you could put Harold back in his tank. He does so hate the dry air.
Yeah, apparently my brother wants me to make cinnamon rolls. So, yeah, I'll be doing that next in a few hours. Well, in the next hour or so.
Now, just 3 sips of water.
That don't look like water. That looks like bacon soup.
1, 2, 3.
Hello! It does work quite fast. Holy shit, that works fast. But my voice is kind of shot from reading that storybook. God, it was long.
Awake at last. I was almost afraid you'd miss my party.
What's
Oh.
going on?
Oh, it seems you're just a little overwhelmed. It's all right, honey. I understand. It's not every day one gets to bask in the glory of an angel.
Angel?
Alice Angel, to be exact. That's who I am. Sent from above. Impending perfection.
What do you want?
Right to the chase. I like that. The truth is, honey, you're one of a kind. And to put it bluntly, what I want is your face removed, your skin peeled away like paper, and your insides torn out and tossed onto my table. Custom parts, ready for my delicious harvest. And with your generous sacrifice, I'll be beautiful. But for now, let's have fun. Plenty of time for a bloodbath later. Ooh, how about a game? Let's all play a game of riddles.
God, I hate riddles.
What a wonderful idea!
No.
No.
All right, honey. Here's the deal. Behind you is the door to freedom. But it will only be opened if you solve my little puzzle and return to your special chair. Then I'll throw this heavenly switch here. If you get the puzzle right, you walk away. Get it wrong, you fry. Let's begin.
Stand up. Let's see our puzzle here.
My friend the bear always sits next to the bird. After all, they went to school together.
The fox has always hated the bear. They never sit next to each other.
The bird won't have anything to do with the rabbit, but I hear he likes to court danger by sitting next to the fox.
The fox thinks the rabbit smells of elderberry. I couldn't see them sitting together.
The rabbit never sits with the bird, but he loves the playful company of the bear.
The pompous fox? Well, he wouldn't be caught dead if he left. Far too pedestrian.
So the fox sits right. And the fox and the rabbit likes to court danger. Bird sits next to. bear. Oh, wait. Hold on. I need to throw this one first.
Hold on tight, honey. Here it comes. 3, 2,
We're dead,
1.
aren't we? Do it. Let's try that again.
Gotta love that pain. Let's do it again.
So the fox wouldn't get caught sitting left. It's too pedestrian. Oop. I hate this.
Hold on tight, honey. Here it comes. 3, 2, 1. Shocking. Give me one more.
Okay, listen carefully to this.
The fox thinks the rabbit smells of elderberry. I couldn't see them sitting together.
The rabbit never sits with the bird, but he loves the playful company of the bear.
The pompous fox? Well, he wouldn't be caught dead sitting on the left. Far too pedestrian.
The rabbit likes the company of the bear. Bird. This has to be it, though. The fox always sits right. Just to double check.
The pompous fox? Well, he wouldn't be caught dead sitting on the left. Far too pedestrian.
The rabbit never sits with the bird, but he loves the playful company of the bear.
The fox thinks the rabbit smells of elderberry. I couldn't see them sitting together.
The bird won't have anything to do with the rabbit, but I hear he likes to court danger by sitting next to the fox.
The fox has always hated the bear. They never sit next to each other.
My friend the bear always sits next to the bird. After all, they went to school together.
This has to be it now. Here we go.
Hold on tight, honey. Here it comes. 3, 2,
Please.
1.
There it is. We got 3 chances. There it is. Stand up. Ooh, sheesh. Okay.
Nobody likes a party pooper.
There's my pipe.
Oh!
There we go. That took a long time to read. How do I leave this place? Oh, better. Sure.
Where do you think you're going? Die! Stop hiding! Start dying! Music to my ears! I know you're out there! Where did you go? I don't wanna go! Give me your inside!
No.
Come out wherever you are! Are you hiding from me? That's precious. Wait still in my spotlight, honey. Gotcha! Where did you go? Stop hiding! Start dying!
No. I'm not going to.
I can do this all day. That's it. Come out wherever you are. Where do you think you're going? Screams of pain, music to my ears. Wait still in my spotlight, honey. Ah, there you are. from me. Oh, that's precious. Where did you go?
Shh.
I don't want to go!
How dare you touch me? Final curtain, baby. Let's blow them away. My face. You have my face. It's our face. Beautiful. Always were. Why does this feel so familiar?
Because you've done it before.
Are you all right, Audrey?
Alice, I cannot begin to tell you how good it is to see you. And this must be your wolf.
Audrey, meet Tom. He's my protector. My friend.
You both got here just in time. Now I understand why you don't like being called Alice.
The machine creates many of the same forms. At least on the outside. On the inside, we're all pretty different.
Well, from now on, I'm gonna call you something other than Alice. It just doesn't suit you.
Oh? What do you have in mind?
How about Allison?
It's not bad. Okay, I'll try it out. But only if you can tell me what in heaven's name you're doing in Wilson's retreat.
Wilson, I almost forgot. I have to get back right away.
Are you crazy? Wilson's our enemy.
Do you even know him? Have you ever talked to him?
I've seen what he's done. That's good enough for me.
Look, it sounds like he has a plan to kill the ink demon. For good. And I think he can help us all. I just need to go back and hear him out.
Well, if it's true, you'll both need as much help as you can get. The ink demon won't go down without a fight. Tom and I will gather some of our friends. Anyone who's left. Good luck, Audrey.
You too, Allison.
Mind if I take this?
Not at all. Beautiful people run this world. If you can't have brains or talent, you may just sneak through the gates, but with a pretty face, every door opens. The crowds bow to you. They ask your name. They want you to attend. They ask you to speak. A silky voice with gorgeous lips is everyone's weak spot. I was reborn with a perfection stolen from me. To get it back, I'll rip this rotten world apart. Angels are beautiful. Angels are beautiful. Alice Angel. So she's been the one writing those letters. Makes sense.
Promise of peace. Must they bring us
Okay, Bendy. Nice and slow. fair at all. I hate these things. Why can't they just die? Damn it! Why now? Why now? Why now? Here. Bitch. How long do they start turning around? Dear Alice, I don't know if you will read these notes, but I'll keep leaving them for you. I hope one day you'll understand my words and the madness will fade your mind. In this strange and dark place, we can find light and purpose. We are not left to just wander alone, craving beauty, power, and other meaningless things. Even the heart of someone feeling incomplete can discover joy. We're not lost, we're merely waiting to be found. We are so much alike, formed from the same mold. We're like sisters. You and me, I wish you comfort and the wisdom to let your heart melt into happiness. I won't give up trying to reach you before it's too late. Get some snacks. Holy shit, that's a lot. These things are brutal. They said she killed my lord, that he killed my lord. They said the ink demon fell. They said I was a false prophet. But I say my Lord lives. But I say he will return. But I say you better watch your back, Mr. Wilson. Can I get an amen? I don't know, can you? Oh, kidding me. I hate these things. supposed to do? There's no lever, there's no switch. What do we do? I'd even go as far as to saying that I'm completely lost here.
This music box could make a good distraction if I can fix it.
So now you're telling me I gotta go through all of that again. I hate this. Okay, I'm gonna go make some cinnamon rolls. I'll be right back.
And that's all the pieces for the music box. Now I just need to find a good place to put it. Here goes nothing.
There you are. Thank goodness. Wilson's waiting for you downstairs in the laboratory when you're ready. But first, can I get your help with something? Normally, I wouldn't ask this of a guest, but with all that's happening, I can't sneak out and get things like I usually do. Do you think you could pop round to the farmer's market back in town and find me a few ingredients? We're running quite low in the kitchen, and I was hoping we could all celebrate tonight with a lovely supper. Won't take but a moment if you go by train. Up to you. No pressure.